Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of Joyful Journeys as we celebrate our 25th anniversary in Northern Virginia. We are highlighting different alumni and different people who have been involved with us throughout our history in Northern Virginia. And today I'm so excited to be joined by Kathleen Ecker. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you so much, Sammy. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Kathleen, go ahead and get us started. Just tell us a little bit about how you kind of learned about Girls on the Run, how you got involved, just your GOTR story.
Sure. So it was actually back in 2015 through my children's elementary school, Lowe's Island Elementary. At the time, the program was being run by parents, and they needed volunteers to keep the program going. So I signed up. I was not a runner. I was not sure what I was kind of getting into, but I was so glad that I did. And my first group that I coached, those kids are now, turning 20 and sophomores in college, and it's great that we still see some of them. And what I loved about the program was, as a coach, we had everything we needed. We had a toolbox with all of the tools, all of the lesson plans, and the program is phenomenal. It broke it down each week. Okay, this is what you do. Here's your stretches. Here's your energy awards. Here's your cheers. I mean, everything we needed to be successful was there. And then we could take that and make the girls successful. And what I loved was that we met the girls where they were at. We had some girls who were runners and they loved to run. And I actually just watched one of those girls who's a sophomore in high school now, and she just participated in regionals for winter track program. So some of these kids are still out there. They're student athletes, and they're amazing. But then, we had girls. My daughter was one of them who did not like to run, but loved the program, loved spending time with her friends, and then she went on to become cheer captain. So I think it helped give the girls confidence, and also it gave them their own toolbox to be empowered and to have conversations.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with everything that you said. When I started coaching, I knew of the program just because I knew some people who I was friends with who did it in elementary school, but I really didn't know much about it. I was a little naive and I just heard Girls on the Run. Oh, they run. Cool. I like to run. I'll do that.
Mhm.
But when I started, like you said, they give you everything you need to have a successful practice, a successful season, to navigate everything along the way. And I don't know if you were as surprised as me about that, but I wasn't expecting that. So that was a very welcome surprise.
I was not expecting that at all. And even, race day, it was my first 5K. I didn't know really what I was doing, where I was going. But again, everything was done for us. You just need to show up at this time, go to this area. And I just remember our first race just being blown away by the amount of people that came out and the amount of support, not only in the program, but just the community as well.
Yes, I always love looking back at I mean, being there in person is great, but we have great photographers that come and take pictures of our 5Ks. And one of my favorite things is going back through at the end and seeing all of the signs and the cheers on the people's faces as they line the ending. Like they're
Yes.
not even the ones out on the course, but they're the ones that have been standing there waiting for their child, their family member, their friends to come back. And I love seeing that.
Yeah, that's nice. And then we always love the DJ, especially at the halfway mark. We kind
Yes.
of get hyped. And then one race we did was along, I think it's 110 in Arlington, and we're running up towards the Pentagon, and there were police officers with their motorcycles, with their lights on and the music, just really getting the girls hyped and just showing their support. And I also do need to mention. Gamma Phi Beta. They always volunteer. I was a Gamma Phi Beta in the 90s. I'm kind of dating
Really?
myself at George Mason University. And
Wow.
our motto, yeah, is building strong girls. And I was a mom when the partnership with Gamma Phi Beta and Girls on the Run, was developed. And it was just very cool for me also too to see, the collegiate girls out there, supporting the elementary age girls.
Yes. Oh, the Gammas have always been so supportive as long as I've been involved in the organization. And they just bring so much energy to the 5K. I mean, really to any event that they come to, even if it's just volunteering at our office. But yes, they have been so supportive. That is so cool that you not only were a Gamma, but you were a Gamma that is still the like the ones that support us today, that you were at George Mason. That is so cool.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, how long did you coach? How many seasons?
I coached, I want to say maybe 4 seasons. I had two daughters in the program who went through the program. And when I first started coaching, it was parent run. And then we had an amazing teacher come to our school who was young and loved to run and really connected with the girls. And then she took over the program. And then I, supported as an assistant coach.
Very cool. Now, other than coaching during this time, what did your life look like? What else were you doing?
So I'm a busy mom. I have 4 children, only 4 years apart. So, I have two girls, two boys. I'm also a Girl Scout leader. I've been a troop leader for 13 years. And I also managed to work full time in there.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Okay, tell me a little bit about how you managed coaching, being a mom, working, all of that, because I think one of the things that people kind of get deterred about when they consider coaching is the time commitment. And it definitely is a time commitment. But tell us about how you made that work.
when I was coaching, I had a fantastic employer who just let me leave the office 2 hours early twice a week. And then, I did make up that work time later in the evening, but it gave me an opportunity to, get to the school and be not only with my girls, but, their friends and really get to know them. I'm so grateful to have that time. And
That's
it's something I think when you're in the thick of it, you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to move this meeting or move this. But looking back, I wouldn't have changed a thing.
Oh, that is awesome. That's so great that your employer was so flexible with you and was able to make that work for you. And I'm sure that meant a lot to your daughters too, having you be their coach and being able to experience that with them.
Yes, yes, it did for sure.
Good. Well, do you have any like specific favorite memories from your time coaching or any specific memories of seeing your girls and Girls on the Run?
Yes, definitely. One of my favorite memories was always doing our practice 5K at the school because we always had a few girls that they didn't think they could do it. They would always say, "Oh no, I don't like to run. I can't run." But seeing the girls who finished early on go back and join their teammates and support them and really use their inner star power. And what was also nice is all of the teachers would come out and make signs for the girls and really they couldn't always make race day. We did have some teachers who would come to race day, but on our practice day everyone was there, which was really nice.
Oh, that is so nice. I'm sure that was so special to all the girls on your team, seeing their teachers out there who they spend all day with, seeing teachers from different grade levels. That's really special.
And the girls just knew that, people out there believed in them and they
Yeah.
were cheering for them, that, their community was bigger than just, their parents and their coaches. There were a lot of people out there rooting for them. And then the other thing, and that actually we still use in our house to this day, is some of the phrases and the lessons that we learned to help the girls feel comfortable starting dialogues and kind of empowering themselves to find their voice, such as the I feel statements. So like a lot of the lessons we would have at Girls on the Run, but then we would kind of continue the dialogue at home around the dinner table. And we still use that because it's a way to feel heard and validated for what you're feeling.
Yes. Oh, that is so amazing to hear. One, that you took it home and that you incorporated your whole family with it, showing that like yes, this is a program for girls, but the things that they are learning can be applied to their everyday lives, to everyone they talk to, everyone they interact with. That's
Yes,
awesome.
and and it's funny, it kind of started, I feel angry when you take my Legos. To, I feel mad when you take my clothes. So it's kind of
Right.
evolved, as the kids have grown.
Right, right. But that is so great that it's evolved with them and they've
Yeah.
continued to grow with it. Are there any other specific lessons that you remember or anything that your daughters have mentioned that they learned then and they still use to this day?
So some of the cheers, they still do some of the cheers, especially in summer camp. They're summer camp counselors, so they will do those cheers with their campers. Go Bananas is a favorite,
Okay.
so that is still going strong. And then the other memory that they always loved, we would try to make the night before the race really special. Sometimes we would do a team dinner, and as many of the girls as possible would come, and we would go out with the girls, and then their running buddy, and just have a nice dinner and kind of prepare for the next morning. One year, when it was a little bit further from the house, we used some hotel points and we had a little sleepover before. And that was just
Oh,
a really
wow.
special mom and daughter moment to have. And my sister came over and, joined us for dinner. And it made it really special. And the girls still talk about that, the sleepover before the race.
Oh, that is so, so sweet. Oh my goodness. You really made it special for them and really memorable. I mean, the 5K is a memorable experience because, like, for you, like, it was your first 5K. For them, it's a lot of their first 5Ks. And that is probably going to stick with them for a long time. But you really went the extra mile and made it
I,
super.
I tried, and my kids are still getting me to do 5Ks. We did a turkey trot this past Thanksgiving, so we're
Oh,
still running.
good.
They're a little bit faster than me, but we know we're still doing it together as a family.
That is so amazing. Very cool. Well, going back to the 5K a little bit, I think you said that you have some special
I
items from the 5.
do. So I could only find two of my bibs, but I have it, my bibs. And it says on the back, Lowe's Island Elementary, the coach. So I have two bibs that I found. They're little crinkled, and then I have three of my medals. And what my girls and I always did, we took a Sharpie and we wrote on the back the year so then we could remember. So these are from 2015, 2016, and 2017.
That is so neat. It is so cool to see how the metals have kind of evolved. They don't change every season, seeing as how you have two of the same metals, but they do alternate or they do
Yep,
rotate.
and even the lanyards are different.
Oh,
So it's just kind of a cool keepsake.
yeah, very cool. We have this kind of this framed board in our office that has I wish I knew what year these metals were from, but they're pretty old because they've been in the office for nobody knows how long, so it's been a while. But there are so many different variations of them, and I would love to be able to keep that going and just showing how they change year after year. But I love that you write the year on the back. When I started coaching after, I think it was after like my second season, I was like, oh, I'm probably going to end up with quite a few of these medals. I should probably start writing the year on the back. So I do the same thing with the Sharpie.
Rate the year, and then also I wish I wrote the race location.
Yes.
I probably can go back through my pictures and kind of figure out which location we were at, but it's a nice memory to have.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure just having it written down and seeing it will kind of trigger more memories that you didn't even
Yes,
realize you still had.
yes, for sure.
Very cool. Well, as so now as your girls are growing up, I think you said one is still in high school, correct?
So two are in high school. So one is
Okay.
a sophomore in high school, and then my older daughter, she's a senior in high school, and she'll be going out to West Virginia University to study elementary education this coming August.
Oh my goodness, that is so exciting. That is so wonderful. Do you think maybe down the line they might consider coaching one day?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
They're both student athletes in high school, and then my younger daughter, she participates in spring track at high school. So she loves. She doesn't like the long distance. She likes the sprints, but yes, she does like to run. And they're both Girl Scouts and camp counselors, so they would be perfect coaches when they're a
Oh
little
my
bit
goodness.
older.
Yes, right up their alley. Very cool. Well, Kathleen, thank you so much for sharing these memories. They have been truly special. I kind of feel like I was almost there with you. You told them so well. Well,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
having me. And this has been so much fun for us, to get out the old medals and pictures and, just talk about some of the memories to, some of the girls who were, in that program with me when they were in third grade and just hearing their fun memories too, kind of brought it all back.
Oh, that is so special. Love that. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Hope that you can still continue to be involved with us in one way or another.
All right. Thank you so much, Sammy. Have a great day.
This episode of Joyful Journeys is brought to you by Girls on the Run of Northern Virginia.